Have you ever wondered what's actually going through the mind of a scholarship reviewer as they read your application? Well, today, we're pulling back the curtain. We're going to break down exactly what they're looking for, giving you an insider's guide to crafting an application that actually wins.
Now, this is a direct quote from a seasoned reviewer, and wow, it is powerful. It tells us two huge things. First, that a lot of people fail, but second, and this is the important part, it's predictable. And you know what? That's amazing news for you, because if you know the common pitfalls, you can just step right around them.
Just let that number sink in for a second. 90%. That means winning isn't necessarily about being the smartest person in the room. It's about not making the same simple mistakes that almost everyone else does. Our whole goal here is to get you into that elite top 10%.
Okay, let's dive into this. The first and, honestly, the most common mistake is using vague, fluffy statements. So many applicants try to sound really inspiring, but they just end up sounding exactly like everyone else.
So check out this contrast. On the left, you've got a statement like, "I'm passionate about learning." A reviewer has read that 1,000 times. I mean, it's basically meaningless. But on the right, these are the questions they're actually asking in their head. So don't just tell them you're passionate, show them. Talk about a specific problem in marine biology you want to solve, or a piece of software you're dreaming of developing. Now that gets their attention.
All right, on to mistake number 2. And this one might be the most frustrating for reviewers because it's just so simple. It's ignoring the rules. This right here, this is the instant rejection list. Seriously, if the essay limit is 500 words and you write 800, you're out. If they ask for 2 recommendation letters and you only send 1, you're out. And, if the scholarship is for engineering majors and you're studying history, yep, you're out. It really is that simple. You have to understand, the rules aren't just there to be annoying. They're the very first test. If you can't be bothered to follow simple instructions, why would the committee have any confidence that you can handle a demanding program or, their money? Don't fail the easiest test they give you. And that brings us to the third critical error. Now, this one's a little more subtle, but it's often what separates a pretty good application from a winning one. And that's failing to explain your potential impact. Every single reviewer is reading your application with one giant question burning in their mind. So what? You have great grades? So what? You're president of a club? Big deal. Who cares? You absolutely have to connect your achievements to a future outcome. You have to answer that fundamental question, why should they invest their very limited funds in you over hundreds of other people?
Here's the key idea you have to grasp. Committees are funding potential impact. They aren't just giving out gold stars for things you've already done. They're making an investment. They're investing in your ability to create a real, tangible, positive outcome down the road. They need to see how their money is going to help you make a real difference.
All right, so we've gone through the 3 big mistakes that get 90% of applicants thrown in the no pile. Let's flip this whole thing around. How do you actually get into that winning 10%? Well, let's look at the blueprint. This right here, this is your new checklist for success. 1. Be incredibly specific about your goals. 2. Prove you've done your homework on their program. 3. Draw a straight line connecting your past experiences to your future impact. 4. Treat the application rubric like it's an open book test and answer every single point. And finally, number 5, and I cannot stress this enough, proofread. Then have a friend proofread. A simple typo just screams carelessness, and that is the absolute last impression you want to make.
And this quote just sums it all up perfectly, doesn't it? Winning a scholarship isn't really about being a genius. It's about strategy. It's about understanding that there's a real person on the other side of that screen, and your job is to give them every single reason they need to say yes.
So, as you get ready to work on your next application, just ask yourself this. You have the blueprint now. You know the mistakes to avoid. You know what it takes. The next move is yours.